What's up, man? How are you?
I mean, he needs an introduction. You need an introduction, bro. See the billboards all over the city.
This is the man right here, man. And that belt is very intimidating.
It's very intimidating.
Yeah,
How does it feel? How does it feel?
It feels great, man.
It's got to feel great. I mean, could you imagine? UFC champ?
No, I can't, because, you know, I'm not a good, you know, my fighting is like one hit, make or break. If I don't get that first hit out there, I'm done. But you was out there doing your thing, man. I seen the fight, man. You was very focused.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a great training camp leading up to the fight, and you know, I was just prepared.
His decisive skill and strategy instill fear among his opponents, who call him tough and difficult.
Yes, Carlos is ranked as one of the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and earlier this month won the Ultimate Fighting Championship interim welterweight title, defeating Nick Diaz. So what's next for New Mexico's favorite son?
Hi, Carlos.
Hi, how are you guys?
Welcome. It's so nice to have you here.
Yeah, definitely.
Such a pleasure. Really, an honor for us. Thank you. And yeah, so what's on the agenda for you right now?
Up next is probably a fight with George St. Pierre, who is the undisputed welterweight champion. He is out with a knee injury, so you know, we're slated to fight probably later this year. So I'll just be training and preparing for that fight.
Oh, that's clean.
Yeah, does it taste nasty? He's making the nasty face.
Just waiting for him to get shocked. UFC champion Carlos Condit, live in the studio at Jarmy's here. He's got his belt. It's amazing. That thing, man, that thing is weight.
It's nice and shiny.
Yeah. What would happen if I just grabbed it and ran out of the studio and never saw me again? Would you hunt me down like a bounty hunter?
No, I'd hire somebody.
Probably Dana White. Yeah,
probably
probably
bounty
got
hunter.
people.
Yeah, you know people.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, what's happening, Carlos Condit? Dude, this thing is heavy.
You know, as far as George, man, I think, you know, he's a phenomenal athlete. And if anybody's going to come back from a surgery and an injury like that, it's going to be George. And you know, I expect to see him, you know, in the cage towards the end of the year.
I bet you guys are probably, my guess, this is just my guess, you guys will probably be the New Year's Eve fight.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
I hope it's sooner. I would like to be, you know, I'd like to fight before then, but you know, we'll see.
If they come to you and say something is amiss with George's recovery, and you know you're going to have to take a fight sooner, who would you think or like to see across the cage from you?
Well, right now the welterweight picture is looking pretty interesting. You know, you have this weekend you have Martin Kampmann and Thiago Alves fighting,
Right.
and they're, you know, kind of perennial contenders.
Ellenberger,
you know, just had a great fight against Diego Sanchez, and you know he is most likely the #1 contender.
Yeah.
But also you have Josh Koscheck and Johnny Hendricks fighting here in a few. I guess I'm not exactly sure when their fight is, but you know, when those fights happen, and you know, depending on the winners of those fights, you know, I think we'll have a clearer picture as to who the contender is. But you know, I'm leaning towards Ellenberger.
Yeah. I really want to see you break Koscheck's jaw.
UFC has really caught fire in America. Mixed martial arts has really caught fire in America. It excites people. It's about exceptionalism. It's also about, you know, wellness. It's about training. It's about all those ideals that we put forward, whether it's from the Olympic Games to the boxing ring to UFC. Championship. So Carlos, you know, today I just really wanted to come out here to Jackson's gym and thank you for carrying our banner for not just Albuquerque but for the state of New Mexico. And every time you step into the arena, if you will, you're carrying our banner, and we're very proud of you. And so what we're going to do today is I'm going to read you a little proclamation that we're going to give to Carlos, and then I'm going to have him say a few words as well. Dad, Brian's here with us today. Brian's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And I know there's other family and friends and folks from Jackson's gym here that are celebrating as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this to you now, and I'm going to read it in the 50-year-old guy version, which is the big letters, and then we'll go from there. Here's what the proclamation says. Whereas on February 4th, 2012, Albuquerque native Carlos Condit won the Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC interim welterweight title with a unanimous decision victory over Nick Diaz at the Mandalay Bay Event Center in Las Vegas. And whereas Carlos Condit is also the former World Extreme Cage Fighting welterweight champion, and whereas Carlos Condit, a graduate of Siebel High School, is a dedicated family man who can train anywhere in the world, but he chooses to live and train in his hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And whereas Carlos Condit, with 28 professional victories, represents his city all the way down to the colors of his mouthpiece and volunteers as part of the nation's USO program. And whereas Carlos Condit shows his commitment to the Albuquerque community by also being an entrepreneur and co-owning Dress to Kill Clothiers located on Copper Avenue, now therefore I, Richard J. Berry, Mayor of the City of Albuquerque, do hereby proclaim February 29th, 2012 as Carlos Condit Day. Congratulations, my friend.
Well, you know, it's been a long road to, you know, to this point, and to have the opportunity to stand here in front of you today. I am supremely thankful and honored to, you know, represent myself, represent my family, and represent my community on the world stage in the UFC, and you know, hope that I can continue to show what, you know, hard work and dedication is, and you know, continue to be a role model for you know, youth and for people in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Chris was telling me that we are in the world, we're number 2 for pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm lobbying to get them.
I know they were talking about doing that for a while back, you know, and I know that there's something we could do.
Two claps. So Carlos, today's Carlos Condit Day in Albuquerque. So 2 more claps for that. Here we go. Sure. Here we go. Squeeze in nice and tight, guys. Nice and tight. The back line on your knees, nice and tall. Daniel, get up. Stand up. There you go. Good. Take the cover off the back. Everybody look at the camera, please. Brandon, Kevin, both right here.
You need another phone. That phone sucks.
Hey, what's going on? Just finished up watching the Lobo game here. End of a long day. Did a lot of media. Had a great time. Met with the mayor. Did a kind of a proclamation thing. They declared it Carlos Condit Day, and it's leap year day, so it'll only come around every 4 years. So it's either really cool or I kind of got gypped. I don't really know how to look at it. But you know, it was great. I'm you know, extremely blessed to you know, to be in this position, and you know, just really proud to represent my state.